Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me if you're joining me live, and thank you for watching if you're watching on catch up or however it is what it's called here. Um, I've been working from home today. I'm considered high risk with this COVID-19. I have an underlying health condition, which is kind of not really sure what to make of that. Uh, I suppose what I wanted to come on and say was I've been receiving, I mean, we've all been receiving information, we've been receiving fear. The experts all know what we're supposed to be doing. So many conflicting things are being said. Um, this whole situation relates to prophecies, biblical prophecies, other prophecies, the book of Revelation. Um, Nostradamus couldn't see past 20 something or other, 2020 something. So it does kind of cause and make you pause for reflection on what this all actually means and how we as individuals manage the current situation. Uh, a global shutdown, a global lockdown, never before, unprecedented in human history. Even the world wars didn't cover all of the world. This is actually covering all of the world. And I find that kind of fascinating and interesting and all sorts of things, in all fairness. Um, so there's that aspect of it. I mean, I'm sitting here, the sun is shining, it's a little bit chilly. Um, I don't know if you can hear the birds tweeting. The birds are tweeting in a bit of a bubble, to be fair, apart from the fact that I need to work from home because my employer doesn't want me to get sick. I don't want to get sick myself. I don't want to be passing any sickness on. In terms of managing the fear that is around with regards to COVID, I'm a mindfulness practitioner, so I've been practicing my mindfulness. It hasn't alleviated my fear. I recently wrote a blog post. I've had we all have our own mortality thrust upon us. Where if we do go out and mix and things, we're considered people that should be. I've even heard that those that aren't staying indoors should be done for manslaughter, as they don't know where they're carrying this. I've heard that COVID-19 is a man-made virus. I've heard it's nothing more than a flu. I've heard it's deadly. I've just heard so many things about it and about this time. And all I can go on is what I know to be true here, which is it is an unprecedented time. Never before has this happened. As I say, the whole world is on lockdown. Some people are living their lives as normal. Some people are living in fear. The fallout from this, in terms of mental health and isolation for people, that concerns me. It concerns me that millions are going to die. I do believe that, no matter whether my conspiracy theories are true or not, whether biblical prophecy is true or not, whether what anybody is saying is true or not. I do genuinely believe that millions are going to die. Whether I will be in the first wave or someone else will be in the first wave, I don't know. I also believe that the pharmaceutical companies have their vaccine. I think they're just waiting for the time that it suits them to release it. Some of the things that I've heard would correlate to that, and some people think that the vaccine is coming very quickly. And considering vaccines are supposed to be tested for a couple of years before they're let out onto us humans, in relating again to some biblical prophecies on the mark of the beast. Apparently, we're not going to be able to trade, to live, to function without receiving the vaccine, which will also have an added element so that we can be tracked and monitored and everything else. Although I think we're quite fabulously tracked and monitored with our mobile phones. Have you gone into your Google Locate yet? So what does all this mean, and how do we actually manage all of this, and the anxiety and the fear? Am I going to live? Am I going to die? Is the world going to be the same? Is it coming to an end? Blah, all of that stuff. And all I can offer is here and now. All we can do is live here and now. I hold a very deep faith that everything is as it should be, because otherwise it would be different. That has been challenged over my lifetime in so many ways. I've seen things that have made me think, really, this is what it should be. This is how it is. And ultimately, that is the truth. It is what it is. Our perceptions of what it is what it is. Um, our experiences are filtered through our perceptions, and we then act or react upon those perceptions and what we believe to be true. But this is me right here, right now, sitting, listening to the birds with the sun on my face, talking to whoever is listening, telling you to breathe, to maintain your breath, to continue to breathe, and to go within. In all fairness, go within. Find that still small voice within you. My foundation is biblical. It is the Bible. And the Bible guided me to seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and that the kingdom of heaven was within. So for some time, I have, a lifetime really, journeying to find that kingdom of heaven within me, journeying to find that authenticity that is me, to I know that fear is pointless. It is, as my friend says, false evidence appearing real. I understand that fear serves a purpose in our lives to make us become aware of possible danger. Fear has served its purpose in this particular scenario. I am aware that there is a possible danger to both myself, my family, and the world on the whole. Mother Nature is starting to heal, which is a wonderful, most wonderful byproduct of everything that is happening. But my guidance is to breathe. My guidance is to go within, to be with whatever is coming up for you, whether that's anxiety. And right now, I have an anxiety about doing this, which means that I'm probably on the right path. Feel the fear and do it anyway. My guidance is to listen to your small inner voice that knows the truth, because I do believe that we all know the truth. Our fear and what we're fed stops us from living in that place of authenticity. The myriad of distractions that our world has offered us to not go within, to not listen to our truth, but to be guided by those whose purpose it is to serve themselves. I'm sorry for laughing, but we a lot of us. I mean, there's a term that I know. I don't know how many people know of sheeple. As a mass, when people get together, we become like sheep and we just follow wherever we're led. Independently, we become very dangerous as it happens, because then we do think, then we do wonder, and then we do question. And I do believe in the power of one. There are too many examples in history, both living and past and times past. Christ was one man. Buddha, I believe that's single individuals throughout time. Um, Nelson Mandela, Gandhi. Um, there are too many. A lot of these people were supported by others, but ultimately, it is the one. It is the I in I am, that powerful sound. And we as individuals can each make a difference. If we come together collectively with one voice and one aim and one purpose, oh my gosh, we are phenomenal. I mean, truly phenomenal. It's really difficult to not um, to stop us. And I think that's something that we need to forget as the masses. I see myself as one of the masses. I'm one of the little people. My job is on the line. My life, everything's, there's people in what I call perceived power, the 1% of the 1% who run most of our systems. Yes, they have an element of influence over my life, but they do not have power over me. They do not hold power over my thoughts and what I choose to believe, how I choose to act. And I do believe that life is a choice. Um, as I say, I practice mindfulness. I teach mindfulness. I have a session this evening at 7 o'clock. If anybody wants to join me, get in touch and I'll send you the link. Um, and it is about being in the moment. It is about that moment that you become aware. And once you become aware, you make a choice. Don't be under any illusion that you don't. Even if you choose to do nothing, you have made a choice. Your power lies within you. looking for it everywhere else is a distraction, a distraction, a distraction that is neither needed nor aids humanity. It doesn't aid the planet, it doesn't aid humanity, it doesn't even aid you, in all fairness, because you're left feeling empty, frustrated, wondering. You might find solace in alcohol, in drugs, in sex, in binging on Netflix. Solace can be found in a multitude of places to try and fill that void, when really there is no void. There is you, and the answers are within you. My last one that I did on here, I spoke about the genetic, the DNA that is passed from the source, from the point of creation itself, dwells within each of us. That point of creation is within every single one of us. There is not one of us that it does not have that, because we've all come from an ancestral line. The advent of AI, and I saw something this morning that really surprised me. There was somebody had a video of a pleasure doll, a sex doll for women, for men or for women, and I was just like, oh my gosh, they slapped the butt on it, and the butt wobbled and made a slapping sound, and that I just didn't know those things existed. There is so much that I don't know exists, and there's so much I don't need to know that exists. But I want you to know that you hold the power and the key to your fulfillment of life, to your destiny in your life. Whether you are living in a country or in a society that is oppressive and that is heinous to its people, you still hold the power to how you respond to that. You hold the power to the choices that you make, irrelevant of the influences that are there, irrelevant of the confines and the shackles that you may believe are upon you. You still hold the power, because it's in here. It's in here. It's in here. We have three intelligences: our head, our heart, our gut, and you hold the power to those. This can do absolute wonders. Oh my gosh, I'm always so in awe of what our minds can do. We can create, we can invent. We are phenomenal. Our heart, our capacity for love, our capacity for compassion, our capacity to embrace, and on the opposite side, our capacity for hatred and loathing and despicableness is also there. And our gut, when we listen to our gut, your gut will never take you wrong. Even if it needs to take you to the toilet, it's not taking you wrong. It takes you where you need to go. We only need to listen. And this time that we have been afforded here, to take time, to be home, to reflect. If you wish to spend your time trolling the news and being fed your fear and feeding your fear upon fear upon fear upon fear, and going blindly and sheepishly towards a future dictated and directed by others, other humans to blood. I mean, other humans. Not, you're not even going towards a divine universal love. You're going towards, you're walking sheepishly to a future designed by other humans. That is so offensive to my soul, my spirit, my everything. I'm not saying I don't take direction right now. I am observing isolation. I am observing the things that I need to do. I'm guided by those that apparently have more knowledge than me in lots of areas. And not apparently, there are lots of people that have more knowledge than me in lots of areas. And I'm following those guidelines. I am a conspiracy theorist, and I do think that a lot of prophecies are being fulfilled, and a lot of conspiracies are coming to fruition. They're no longer conspiracies when that happens. So I am guided by people. I'm not going to say I'm not, but not blindly, I would hope. And I hope that's not my ego talking. I believe that's my truth. I don't believe I am blindly guided into things. Vaccines and chips, the mark of the beast. There is so much going on right now. And it can just become so overwhelming and so scary. But my message to you is love. Love is the absolute answer. Love of self, love of planet, love of creation, love of each other. If we can focus on that, listening to this beautifulness that's inside of us, great things can be accomplished. Wonder can happen. Yeah, I can feel my anxiety. Yeah, I can feel my fear. But my hope and my love is way stronger. It really is. Don't get me wrong, you might find me on the floor crying and bawling like a baby and screaming insanely and looking like a nutbug. And that's probably true too. I was musing the other day actually, because I do believe that in times gone by, I may have been institutionalized for hysteria. I may have definitely been strung as a slave. I will have been doused in a ducking pond as a witch or burnt at the stake. It's quite funny, really, because if I think of myself in a past life, I was having a conversation with myself about reincarnation, and there was no part of me as me who I am now with this experience that would have survived anything in the past. I would have been killed, not so much died a natural death, but I think I would have been killed. Um, even the DSVM, the Diagnostic Manual for mental health and mental health, has highlighted. It now has a criteria for those that question power. Did you know that if you question power, they can lock you up as a nutter? And that's me as a mental health professional using completely and utterly incorrect terminology to tell you that. But yeah, they have gained, the 1% of the 1% through their infiltration and power over the governments, etc., have managed to put in place some seriously extreme restrictions upon our freedom. And I'm not just saying this, check it out for yourselves. You can be arrested if you don't do this, if you don't do that. You can be institutionalized should you question too much. These are just minor things that I know about, even though they're not minor. There is this new world order. Is it coming? Is it not coming? Is it all faff and fang dangle? I don't know. What I do know is that these are potentially, this is a cusp. This is the lull before the storm, perhaps. Or maybe everything will just return to normal, and I'll be labelled a nutter, and other people will be labelled insane, and it's not the end of the world. I don't believe it's the end of the world. I do believe that it may be the end of things as we know them, because worlds end every day for some people. Every moment someone passes from this life into something else, and that's their world over. So, yeah, lots of musings and things going on for me. But what I really want people to do is to go within, find your kingdom of heaven, whatever that means to you. Find your source, find your love, find your power. And what I know is that only hurt people hurt people. And if you, when you go within, find pain, please get in touch. Let's work through that so that you can connect with your place of love. So that, and when I say love, I don't, sometimes people say love is painful and love hurts. I'm not going to deny that. And when I look at nature and the connectedness, and we're all connected. Nature is chaos. There is a chaos to nature. But there is order within that chaos. So if you go within and find pain, connect and let's work it out. If you go within and find the love that I know is there, share it, send it out into the world. Question, don't be a sheep. I think one of the first times I actually realised, Sigmund Freud's nephew, I believe in the 20s in America, they identified just how it was easier to control the masses than it is to control an individual. As much as we are all part and connected, we are individual. As each cell in my body and your body is individual, so are you, individual and connected. Go within, seek. Um, that's all I want to say. I don't know what else to say. If anyone needs any help in any area that I can, I will help. I am here to serve. I'm not quite sure of my purpose yet, to be fair, but I know that I'm here to serve and I'm here to live a life directed by love. Don't always achieve it. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to say I'm human because humans are perfect. We're gorgeous creatures. We really are phenomenal. I have to tell you, one of my pet peeves with us humans, though, is I can sit here and look at all the lovely flowers and the birds and the trees and the sun and the grass and everything and the cats and the dogs and the animals. But if I start looking at my fellow humans on this planet, people get really digi. That so bugs me. It really does. I think we are so beautiful. Oh my days! Did you see the size of that? So he's just gone into one of my daffodils, or she. Yeah, but if we look at each other, wouldn't it be great if we could just accept the adoration of each other? Because I do. I adore you. I think we are beautiful. I think you are beautiful. I'm going to stop now because I'm probably just twittering and I've got lots of twitters to do. I can twitter away for quite some time. Be mindful, be careful, be grateful, be kind. And the reason that I say be mindful, live a mindful life, being aware offers you the opportunity of that moment, that mindful moment, to make a choice in your own life. Be careful. Seriously, be careful. You know, I can come off here and fall over and break my neck because I wasn't careful. On a physical sense, be careful. On an emotional sense, be careful. On a psychological sense, be careful. Where you allow someone to lead you, be careful. Be grateful. Gratitude. Oh my gosh, I can just feel myself like that. Oh, gratitude. Live a grateful life, and it just changes everything. It's a game changer. No, seriously, gratitude is a game changer. From the moment you become conscious in the morning, say thank you. No matter what's happened, somebody comes and slaps you on the face, say thank you. I can feel. I don't know what you're going to do after that, in all fairness. And if somebody come and slap me up on the face, I'm not really sure how I'd react. And I would hope I wouldn't react and that I would respond. However, be grateful. You felt it. You were there. You're human. You're alive. Whatever happens, honestly, I can't express to you how much gratitude is a game changer. I actually have a 5-day challenge that is how to create an attitude of gratitude. It's proven scientifically. Yeah. So be grateful. Be kind. Ah, does that need explanation? And start with being kind to you. Be kind to you. When you exercise kindness to yourself, and this has been a game changer for me too, because it was only about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, that I was actually able to look into a mirror and say, I love you to myself, to love and accept all of myself. And, it was when I started my mindfulness journey, really, which was a lot longer than 3 years ago. I can't even remember how long that was. Anyway, um, but when I started that, noticing how I engage with myself, how I talk to myself, I'm one of those people that has a continuous dialogue, and usually it's berating. It's just giving out, giving out, giving out, giving out, giving out. So, but once I started to exercise kindness in myself, and I would start, even when I'm berating myself now, I go, oh, you silly, listen to you. And I laugh. I'm joyful and kind to myself about how much I berate myself because it's just so lovely. So, yes, be mindful. Yes, be careful. Yes, be grateful. Yes, be kind. Share the love. Share your smile as well. Don't underestimate the power your smile has to change people's lives, especially now that we can't really get that close. Smile. Wow. How fabulous is that? And everyone's got one. I mean, some of us have got ninky chin, up, down, mouth, and teeth, and all sorts of things going on around the mouth area. But a smile is not just around the mouth area. I can feel the love as a smile. Put the energy into it. Put the love into it. Smile. Anyway, be blessed. Okay. Bye. Take care. Oh, yes, update. Sorry. Sunday, a conversation, Speak Your Truth conversation with David will be coming out. David went up to the border areas of Ecuador to teach English as a foreign language to villagers who didn't speak English. So that's a fabulous one to listen to. Then the week after that, I have a conversation with the powerhouse that is Natalie. Oh, my days. Powerhouse of a young woman looking to change the world. So, yes, please keep looking, keep watching, and I really hope that you enjoy what I do. And if there's anyone that wants to have a chat with me, yeah, yes, please. I want to talk to all sorts of people. I have a friend who's a Nazi. Yeah, real. She's a Nazi. Apparently, I'm okay because I was already here before she became a Nazi. And I wanted to talk to her, but she won't come and talk to me. So even though there's so much more to her than that. So much more. She's a beautiful person with, in my opinion, a bit of a warped perception of things, to say, put it very mildly. But anyhow, I want to talk to people from all different walks of life. I want to hear your truth. I want to hear what it is that's in there, because only then, once we hear both ourselves and others, can we really start to change, connect, discard, take on, whatever. Anyway,